Hello and welcome to another episode of Bear Man's No Bowl Beer Reviews. Unfortunately, I already cracked this open like a minute ago. I just wasn't thinking. I grabbed it and cracked it open. Forgot that I wanted to review it, so just so you don't think it's weird that it's already open and I poured it, just to let you know. So, this is another beer from Dancing Gnome. My buddy who grabbed me these, he was particularly adamant in saying this is the best thing they've made, or one of the best things they've made so far. It's called Stained Glass Ceilings. And it just says American Ale on the front. I don't know what particularly that means, but I'm assuming, it's going to be... They had done that with some of their hoppy beers that were lower in alcohol before. This one's 8% though, so it's basically a double IPA. So I'm not sure why it says that and not IPA. But I did look it up. This has Citra, Mosaic, and Amarillo in it. So I'm not a big fan of Amarillo by itself, but with some of the tropical hops, I think it goes really well. It's a nice balance because it's an older type hop, but it still has its own unique flavors. So I'm like I said, it's 8% alcohol. I'm gonna pour this and see what we got. And again, I trust my buddy, but I'm really hoping he's right because I opened this probably even prematurely, but I was really excited because he said it was so good. So you can see this is a tiny bit darker than the Citra Jam that I just reviewed. I did drink something else in between, so I'm not going from hops to hops. That'll ruin your palate, so don't do that. This is a darker golden color with a nice fluffy white head that's it's definitely sticking around the glass for a little bit. So, So given my knowledge of my buddy's palate, I'm kind of, my first smell, I'm kind of surprised that he liked it so much. The only reason I say it is because to me it's a little bit more on the dank side, and I love that, but I know that's not necessarily his favorite thing, so I'm kind of surprised, but that doesn't mean anything that the taste is the same way at all. And it's not just dank. There's definitely some orangey character up front. It doesn't have that like pineapple-y Mosaic nose though that I get from a lot of Mosaic beers, and I've gotten from a lot of their beers too though. It's definitely dank is the biggest character, but there is a little bit of a citrusy and tropical notes as well. Let's see what we got in the taste. That's nice. That's really nice. So again, like I said in the last review, every single time I have, well, I should say every set of times, because I usually get like a couple cans each time, but every set of times that I get new cans from these guys, the beer is just more and more refined, and I really appreciate that. They're not just like, oh, we're making money off of these beers, so they're good enough, and we're just going to keep pumping them out. And knowing Andrew, he's not like my best friend or anything, but just speaking to him about beer a couple times, I know that that's not his MO, and he's always constantly trying to make the product better, and I don't think he's ever really happy with what he makes. So, that's really what you want in a brewer. Even if they're making great stuff, you want them to keep striving to do even better and never really be satisfied. And I mean, the same with homebrewing. I mean, I'm definitely a case of that myself. I don't want to get off on a tangent too much, but if any of you guys like to homebrew, don't just make something and say, okay, that's drinkable enough because it's homebrew. Just keep trying to make it better. Everything you can do to make it better, why not? I'm surprised the way it tastes because it is really, really dank in the aroma, and I love that. But it's the flavor is a lot more rounded. So there is a little bit of the tropical fruit character, a little orangey notes from the Citra Mosaic, and Amarillo isn't really necessarily the dankest hop either, Mosaic can certainly have that quality, especially when it gets into that like sweaty character. But to be honest, I'm really surprised that this tastes this dank, given what's in it. I mean, a lot of the stuff he was doing originally was really dank, but that's because he was throwing Columbus and like everything, and I don't think there's Columbus in this. You know, anything he does with Columbus or Simcoe obviously is going to be dank because those just have those flavors. But Citra, Mosaic, Amarillo, I would not expect that from this. But it's not like a complete flush of bong water like some of those are too. There is some fruit aspects to it. It is a little citrusy, and the malt characters, you know, again, like I said, his beers have been changing a lot. Where there's a little bit of a sweetness and a little bit of like sweet bread character to it, but it flows all the way through the beer with the hop flavor. The hop flavor never drops off into like a just singular bread character. You know, it's just an accompaniment. It's not like hop water either. So he's really, really dialing these in, which I appreciate a lot. Yeah, I mean that. The more I drink it, the dankness kind of fades. My tongue kind of gets used to it, and there's the citrus notes is still there, but it's actually more of like a. There's some peach ring character coming to it through it as well, and this is the reason why I like you know, IPAs that have several different hop varieties in them. Like single hop or two hop is good because you can appreciate and really know what each hop tastes like, but when you really blend like several different hops together, you get all these different notes of different types of IPAs that you like all in one beer, as long as the rest of it's brewed correctly. And this is definitely, it's not the juiciest, it's not the most dank, but this might be like the most complex and well-rounded IPA I've had from him, and this is 8% too, which is mind-blowing because some of like their other double IPAs I thought were really good, but they were, you know, you could tell they were 8%. They're a little hefty on the booze and stuff, and a little sweet, but this is not like that at all. I mean, this could have been like the Jam can, which is 6.5, and I would never know. Other than feeling like a little warmth in the chest and belly. The taste in like the throat, it's not. I don't know, but he's doing some really, really, really good things now. And I've had, just by happenstance from trading other beers. I don't trade for hoppy beers because there's plenty of good hoppy beers in around Charlotte. But just by happenstance, I've gotten a lot lately, just as extras and other things in trades. And like these guys in Brew Gentlemen, honestly. I know I'm a Pittsburgh homer, but they're blowing the socks off 9 out of every 10 brewers I try that were putting these hazy IPAs in cans. They really are. You know, if you want to spend the bank on getting some stupid Treehouse cans, that's fine. But these guys, I mean, anyone from Pittsburgh would willingly send this to you for just your local cans, which probably aren't even as good. But you know, if any of you guys are looking for a hookup, let me know. I have access to plenty in Dancing Gnome. Sorry, I've been going on a little too long, but get to my rating. I think it's, again, pretty obvious what my thought is, but this is absolutely buy it. This, I don't know if it's the best, but it's in the top, definitely in the top 3 best Dancing Gnome beers I've had, which says a lot because they've been doing some really good stuff. So absolutely buy it, trade for it. Someone has it, you know, they can get it for you. Try to get them to get it for you. I'm looking forward to the other Dancing Gnome cans that I have that I'm going to do some ratings for, maybe later tonight, maybe tomorrow. I'm not sure, but can't wait to dig into those guys. This one was really great. And I'm glad I got to review it. So please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think this channel needs, why it sucks, or why you think it's good, or even give me comments on beers you think I should try to get in review, because I would love to have suggestions from people too. So I think that's about enough for this one. We're over a little bit over the 10-minute mark now. So again, I look forward to doing the next one, and I'll see you guys later. Thanks.